Ready to go, yeah. Good afternoon, and you're very welcome to Doon for this afternoon's TG4 All-Ireland Junior Championship clash. It is the meeting of Limerick and Louth in this Group A Round 2 clash. And so far it has remained some bit dry here in East Limerick. It's blustery conditions. It looks like the wind will be favouring Louth in this first half, but we'll come to that in a second. But before that, we'll take a look at the team, starting with this afternoon's host. That's Limerick in their familiar green tops, and there's plenty of changes to the Limerick team that was issued here for the match programme. So just looking at it in its the way that we believe it's going to line out, it's Sophie Hennessy. She replaces Carol Bateman in goals. So the full back line sees Sarah Dillon, Yvonne Lee and Joanne Maguire. Maeve McNamara, Lucy O'Brien and Grace Lee are all wearing substitute numbers starting in the half back line. Orla Ryan, wearing 23, joins Karen O'Leary at midfield. Caoimhe McGrath, Rebecca DeLee and Caoimhe McNamara make up a potent looking half forward line. Deborah Murphy, Catty Mee and Roisin Ambrose, plenty of experience for the inside line for Limerick. So that's how the hosts line up, and we'll take a look at the visitors in their familiar red and white, of course the same colours as the host club here, Doon. So just going through their final paces there are Louth, and they line up with Rebecca Lamb-Fagan in goals, Rachel Burt, Ailish Hand and Emer Murray, the full back line. Shoda Matthews, Shannon McLaughlin and Louise Byrne, the half back line. Captain Anya Breen is at midfield. She's joined by Aoife Halligan. Lucy White, Emer Byrne and Aoife Russell are 10, 11 and 12. The inside line sees one change, with Holly Lamb-Sally from the Geraldines Club joining Kate Flood and Kerry Nolan in the inside line. So just one change for the Louth team, plenty on the Limerick side, but a very, very important game for both these sides. This group, of course, made up of 5 teams, with Limerick, Sligo, Kilkenny and Derry all battling to make it into the top 2 and to try and get themselves a semi-final spot. The referee for this afternoon's contest is Aaron Clogher from Roscommon, and he's joined by Mairead Daly of Cork, Stephen Connolly of Offaly, who will run the sidelines, while Ian Culbert of Wicklow is the 4th official. And just at this point, we'll just take a moment to reflect on the loss of one of our colleagues here. Stream Sport, one of the proud partners with the LGFA for streaming, lost a very good cameraman and a very good friend in recent weeks in the loss of Dermot Flaherty. Dermot, an absolute gentleman, a man who I had the pleasure of meeting on numerous occasions and working with on more than a few as well. Dermot, a great cameraman, great colleague in the press box, and unfortunately he's gone to his eternal reward in recent weeks. But we'll miss Dermot on these broadcasts, but he a very dedicated follower of ladies football and indeed Gaelic games at large. So we're thinking of you, Dermot, at this point. So the teams going through their huddle, and Louth have come from theirs, Limerick still in theirs, but a big game for both these sides. Both of these sides beaten in finals in recent years. Limerick in the 2023 decider, and 2024 Louth came unstuck at Croke Park at the final hurdle. So these sides most certainly have eyes on the big prize in the Junior Championship this season. Thankfully the wind seems to have eased, as Sophie Hennessy, the Limerick goalkeeper, trots down to our right hand side in the purple jersey. Handshakes aplenty as the sides find their positions. And bang on 2 o'clock, Aaron Clogher, one of the more experienced officials in the LGFA circuit, is ready to go, and we're underway here in Doon. And the first ball is gathered by Louth, and they can try and launch an attack up this near side. A huge stand here, and plenty of people making their way in the last few minutes to get a vantage point, as Louth look to gather and take their first opportunity. It's Aoife Halligan from Roche Emmets. She carries inside that 45. There's a runner, and that's Emer Byrne. Emer just inside the D, and she has to recycle to captain Anya Breen. And Breen finds midfield partner Aoife Halligan. It's the first game of the season in championship for Louth, at the All-Ireland Championship that is. And this patient build-up. Limerick in action last weekend, 7-23 to no score winners over Kilkenny, but that game most certainly won't define their season, as ball is recycled, and little pace in this Louth attack early on. Limerick with no fewer than 14 players in their own half, and 13 of them now presently behind the ball as Louth carry inside the 45 once again. Ball spilled and dropped, and there's a collision in there, but they're going to have to come back, and it's Emer Murray, the number 4, and she finds Shannon McLaughlin from Doon GAA. Shannon has space to carry, but can she create something from here as the centre half forward Emer Byrne gets on it. Byrne met by 2 defenders from Limerick. Good patient defending from Limerick, patient attack from Louth, so nothing being given between the sides so far, as there's a bit of pace injected this time as Halligan met by 4 green jerseys. They turn it over, and a ripple of applause from the home support. Here comes Roisin Ambrose, the team captain, carries it up inside that 65. Does she have an option to kick in front? She just takes a solo a little bit far. Referee says that she was fouled in gathering it, and Limerick through Catty Mee can try and launch their first attack as Mee gets on it again. The Ballylanders clubwoman, as the ball comes around on the loop. Was there a chance of a shot there? Maybe there was. It comes back now to Deborah Murphy. Murphy with the right foot. Murphy though has got the accuracy, but doesn't have the distance, and easily gathered by Rebecca Lamb Fagan, the on Lou goalkeeper. And again Louth going with the slow, ponderous build-up, but got a sense already this is going to be a tight one game. Ball there in the 50-50, a big collision in there. Referee stops the game. Good fair contest. It was Louise Byrne who has ended up on the turf, and for Limerick it was Maeve McNamara, full-blooded, thundered in, won the ball, and thankfully from her point of view she bounced back up. You just see in replays there both players with eyes only for the ball, and thankfully both players back to their feet. So in fact it's going to be throw up, clock back on, says the Roscommon official. Good contest. Who's going to come up with it? Picked up nicely by Limerick, and it's Maeve McNamara, sends it inside to Karen O'Leary, and O'Leary finds McNamara once again, and here's Deborah Murphy, her kick across. A little bit of a hospital pass again. Referee says there's a foul in there. It was just missed by Grace Lee, but the whistle coming to her rescue as ball switched across to the Limerick number 23. That's Orla Ryan, another one from the St. Ailbe's club, one of the strong senior clubs in recent years in the Limerick Championship, as ball is carried out to Deborah Murphy. Murphy puts on her running shoes and gives it back to O'Leary. O'Leary is Maeve McNamara coming from deep here. O'Leary hand passes it off. Here's Catty Mee. She knows where the posts are. Jinx, but has to recycle. Ball comes back and across. There it is. Ambrose off the right, puts plenty of loft on it. Has she got it? She hasn't. She's just inched it wide. First wide of the afternoon. Ambrose rightfully, I think, taking the shot on, but just didn't see it curl enough. Stayed outside that right post, and Limerick allowed through Ailish Hand to gather the kick out easily, and here's Hand again. Another collision. This time it looks like 2 Louth players. Ball is played whilst on the floor, so Limerick have a free, which Rebecca DeLee will take, and she elects to go backwards. And this is Lee. Now Deborah Murphy, Karen O'Leary, those two always in tandem. And here's Rebecca DeLee. Advantage coming our way. Referee puts the hand down, advantage not coming, and just a holding challenge there. Just under 45. And the Louth midfielder, I think it's the captain, in fact, is going to just get a noting there. So the ball has been moved. Limerick will come back to Maeve McNamara. McNamara, great pace, dummies the hand pass, takes the solo instead, and Limerick have to be patient. Here's O'Leary. O'Leary gives it to Lee, and Lee with the shot. Where's that going? and it has gone to the right and wide. She took a heavy enough blow there in the aftermath. It was a good attempt to block by the Louth defender, and a second wide for Limerick. Clock is off as Lee will receive some treatment. Her sister Yvonne is in the full back line. So this is Grace Lee being tended to by physio Leah Downs. So try and keep you up to date with the other game in the group, which is Kilkenny visiting Sligo. Was delayed slightly until a start of 1 p.m. So just the 12:30 start, slightly delayed, but latest score we have is pretty one-sided. It's Sligo 7-24, Kilkenny no score in the very much the dying embers of that one, as Emer Byrne gets it. Benitez. Byrne switches it across as the gloves off for now. We never know, the rain isn't too far away here in Doon, as Byrne gets on it again. Byrne has someone running off the shoulder. Will they have their first shot at the post? They will. It's going to go in around the house. Is it in? It's broken in. It's into the back of the net. It's finished to the net by Kate Flood, the number 14. It was a bit of hesitant defending between the Limerick fullback and the goalkeeper, Sophie Hennessy, and it allowed Flood to profit. And an easy finish as she'll get. Ball dropped in around the house by Aoife Russell, the half forward, and easily knocked to the net by Flood. So a big start for Louth. The first score of the contest. 7 minutes, as you see on your clock there, when that one rattled the net. Limerick looking to reply. Rebecca DeLee, can she get onto her? Tips it around the goalkeeper and just evades her. Tried to gather it. Wasn't sure was she going to just knock it into her path and finish it, but you could see the frustration as the ball just escaped her clutches and trickled out for a wide ball. So big start for Louth, their first time really inside the Limerick 20, and it ends with a goal. How crucial will that be in the shake-up come 60 plus minutes, as the wee county launch another attack. This time it's Breen through the middle, has a runner, and it's Nolan, the corner forward, and another runner again is Byrne. Byrne finds someone off her shoulder. Ball isn't gathered up, and Lucy White, does she meet a couple of challengers? She does. Referee happy enough, they were legal, and ball comes back. Where's it sent? And it's sent towards Hennessy, who gathers, and that's a very smart ball out to Cueva McGrath from the Father Casey's club. A long trip from her from the Kerry border all the way over here to the Tip border, one end of the county to the other, as Ambrose gets on her. Solo not the best, but goes into her path, and she wisely recycles it to Karen O'Leary. O'Leary's pass is easily blocked by Lucy White, as Hand gets on it again. Numbers meaning little for a few players in this game, especially Limerick, as again Louth looking dangerous in attack, looking like they can cut through easily. Hand passes it off. Referee says there's a late challenge on Hand, and there's going to be a free inside that D, as Hand is in a small bit of bother on the floor, as the referee just notes the Limerick player who committed that foul. And back on her haunches, ready to go again, we hope. But as I say, Louth playing with a gentle breeze blowing towards the Doon Hills in the background. A very scenic GAA pitch here, as I said already, very close to the border of Tipperary. Proud GAA community. The ladies football element of this community will play with neighbouring Ula. As you can see there, fine view of the hills in the background. As we're back underway, so with this free to be taken by Kate Flood. Got that routine goal that's easily finished after she contested the high ball, and now she's looking to add a point from a free, and no problem for her. So a 4-point advantage at this point for Kevin Larkin's side. Kick out is well intercepted by Holly Lamb-Sally as Louth look to ram home this advantage. Ellie Hand looks okay after that challenge a moment ago. Gives it to Halligan and they can recycle it again. Limerick have to bring numbers back. They've 13 back. That also means there's 12 forward because Louth have everyone in attack. But I feel Limerick can... What's the referee doing? He's awarding a free as Aoife Halligan is upended. So if the first one was routine in front of the post, this one is a little bit more challenging. Flood will go through her routine. She wants to judge the wind here as well. It is closer to goals in terms of being on the 20, but a testing angle, that's for sure. Curls it, and little doubt about it. Flood brings her tally to a goal and 2 in what seems like double quick time. So as we creep towards 12 minutes on the clock, Louth would be very, very buoyed by this start. Very impressed with their retention of the ball so far. As big fight for possession, and that's well picked up by Caoimhe McGrath, and Limerick look to counter. Cathy Mee racing for it. Mee holds off her player, and the defender in that case was Rachel Burt, and Mee looks at the referee as if to say, was that really me? But the foul was given. So Limerick struggling for possession in the last 3 or 4 minutes, maybe rocked by that goal as well. And Louth happy enough to play keep ball. Louise Byrne gets on it. The Louth goalkeeper cutting a isolated figure back in her own half as all her teammates look to involve themselves in this attack as Byrne gets on it. Byrne has a runner. Limerick player slips, shot at the post, and it's straight between them, and it's the captain, Anya Breen, coming off the shoulder. Her opponent slipped, that gave her the space, and cool as you like, Byrne joins Flood on the score sheet, and suddenly it's a 6-point buffer for the Leinster side. Limerick finally with a bit of possession as Karen O'Leary gets on it. O'Leary with advantage coming. Has Ambrose. Ambrose going to carry inside that 45. Gives it to a runner. Ball is going to be recycled back. Here's Murphy. Murphy does well. Gathers it and skips by her man McGrath, or by her player McGrath. Back to O'Leary. O'Leary with the foot pass just skews off the foot a bit, and Cathy Mee has time and space to tidy it up. Inside that 20, what can she do? Limerick looking for a shot at the post. They have it, and it's going to go to the left and wide. So while Limerick have had 4 wides, Louth have had 4 scores, and sometimes it's as simple as that. Louth have taken their openings and taken them just that bit easier. Limerick rushed in their 3 shots and also sat at a half sniff of a goal chance for Rebecca DeLee, but couldn't make it count. Louth get their kick out away, and brilliant stuff from McNamara for Limerick. Here's Ambrose, and McNamara continues her run, surging, and there's a bit of a high challenge there. Referee quick to whistle it, and Limerick I think desperate maybe for a score, and desperate to just keep the game down here as Ambrose has it. It's a runner, hand pass is blocked. That was Murphy looking to pick a hole, and she sends it out to Grace Lee, and Lee back to Murphy, and Murphy's effort is good. Badly needed score. The midfielder has been very busy, very influential in those attacks, and she gets her reward just after the quarter-hour mark. Limerick up and running thanks to the Monaghan player Deborah Murphy kick out. This time they go long and direct, and it also works out as Byrne gets on it. Byrne, lovely kick pass inside. Exactly what an inside forward wants, and it's Russell who's on it. Russell carries it out, gives it back to Byrne. Byrne off the right, but didn't catch that at all. And a first wide of the afternoon for Louth. So 7:24 to a point. Kilkenny have got their score this week. It's been a tough existence in recent years for Kilkenny, but they have persisted as Limerick look to launch another attack. Deborah Murphy again. Murphy looks for the 1-2 with Rebecca DeLee, but DeLee loses it, and a red jersey comes up with it. Limerick, in fact, have it. Here's Murphy. She have runners. Oh, she sends it back, but well read by Roisin Ambrose, and Ambrose can start the attack again. Here is Maeve McNamara inside the 45 now. Limerick with options. Caoimhe McGrath again, just looking for that hand pass, backed out of it, and they still have it through O'Leary and now Lee. And here's Murphy back to O'Leary. Lovely interchange of passes, but the red wall in their way. It's DeLee, Rebecca DeLee off to left. I think that's a good one. It is. Intricate, tight passes from Limerick, and Rebecca DeLee matches it with a finish at the end. And now Limerick feel like they're in the contest. Plays her football with Fiona Castlemahan, does DeLee, but with Noda, her teammates there from her Camogie as well. A lot of them play with the Newcastle West club, so DeLee on the end of a patient and detailed move. Louth get inside the Limerick half again, and Limerick look to disrupt, but the red jersey is holding on to possession. Here is Flood. It's Russell. Two of those players very, very prominent so far, as it comes back to Louise Byrne. She gives it to McLaughlin. McLaughlin's hand pass just a little bit off, and it allows McNamara to come in, and Limerick through Yvonne Lee get a hold of possession, and just takes a couple of hand passes just to take the tempo out of it, and then you can re-inject it as they're doing here. Lee kicks it down. Cathy Meadow just didn't judge the bounce of it, and it's well intercepted there by Emer Murray from the St. Kevin's club, and she turns it back over. Here's Hand, and carried up again with a bit of pace and a bit of power. Referee sees a couple of players hitting the deck and nothing doing. As play goes on, it's Lucy White, sends it inside. White looking for the 1-2, gets it but spills it, and I think if she'd gathered that there, she was almost certain to have a shot at the post. As ball hand passed across, Caoimhe McGrath didn't see the Louth player, and it was well intercepted. And here comes Kate Flood from outside that arc. Oh, lovely score. What was she? 40 metres from goal. If it was in the men's game, it's worth 2. Brilliant finish by the number 14. And Flood is certainly happy with her start to this one, and that just stems the Limerick flow ever so slightly, as Sarah Dillon from nearby Pallasgreen gets on it, and Dillon does well. Deborah Murphy, referee says advantage coming, kicks it inside. Cathy Mee breaks it for herself, gathers. Cathy Mee, one of the goal scorers last week. Here's Roisin Ambrose. Ambrose, referee says it's charging, and a free against Limerick. Just wanted to close the gap, and I hope the Louth player is okay. She's ended up on the floor. It was Rachel Berth, and just a little bit shaken, I think, but slowly getting back to her feet. It was a gap that wasn't there for Ambrose. So, back underway. Louth will be conscious that that wind is, well, not as strong, it is helpful. And they'll be looking to make full advantage as they going to go all the way out to the sideline. They use the full extremities of the pitch here in Doon. Big, wide open pitch that it is. And back here to Lucy White. Carried through. Is there a chance of another shot? It's Emer Byrne, who has sensibly come out of the traffic and come back around. Ball sent in. Where's that going? It's going to be gathered by the goalkeeper. So Limerick can come away. Here's Karen O'Leary. Ball brought up to the halfway, and chance for Deborah Murphy to just slow it up. Limerick could do with the next point or two just to keep themselves in touch. Injection of pace from O'Leary. Sneaks inside the 45. Not many options in front of her. I see a lot of red jerseys. Rebecca DeLee. Great pace from her. DeLee, she running out of road. She has to come back. Hand passes it to Cathy Mee. She's looking for the post, but again, everywhere she turns there's red jerseys. And there's a runner now. And Roisin Ambrose with the right foot doesn't catch it. And the ball drifts out for a 5th wide for Limerick. They've been doing well to a point, but haven't been able to apply the finishing touch all too regularly. Kick out to come so from Lamfagan. And again, all too easy for them to escape any bit of a press as play continues through. Eilish Hand gives it to Nolan. Nolan fouled on the way. Pull of the jersey, says the referee, and immediately Louth get on with it. Oh, very well intercepted there by Yvonne Lee. And we're just halting because there's an injury to the Louth player. Aaron Clogher just quick to halt proceedings. Limerick with clean possession, so they will resume with the free kick in a moment. But just checking on the well-being of Emer Byrne. You may have noticed the floodlight pylon in our way. We're doing our best to give you the best angle of this contest as it goes. Just occupational hazard here in Doon, but I'm sure you've seen each of those scores so far. It's been a lively contest. Limerick so resume, and here comes their goalkeeper, sorry, not Carol Bateman, her replacement I should say, Sophie Hennessy from Old Mill, as Limerick get on it. Louth eager to try and turn them over and not let them out easily. An arm, she's been pulled for steps as Karen O'Leary, I think she thought she was held back, but Limerick cough up possession again. Ball carried out here by Nolan. Gives it inside to Breen. Breen, would she pop it over? It's blocked by a couple of defenders, and Limerick get the free out. It was a big chance there for Breen. Could have added her second, could have extended that margin. Not sure was she tentatively having an effort at the top corner, but the result anyway is the ball is back with Limerick, free out, and they get it out here to Joanne Maguire. And again, Deborah Murphy, I think I called her the Energizer Bunny on a stream a few years ago, and I think that's how you can continue to describe her. She's everywhere for them. Quiva McNamara from Knockany gets on it. What options does she have? It's going to be a free in to Limerick. A little bit different this time. Referee says the Louth player was the player guilty of the foul. Yes, both players now in need of a bit of treatment. It's 5 minutes of regulation or thereabouts left. Just to look at the other fixtures in this competition, Louth will be at home versus Kilkenny next Sunday, and then they will conclude their group phase against Derry. Limerick, that win over Kilkenny, and then meetings to come with Derry and Sligo. Ball arrowed back here for Lucy O'Brien. Lucy gives it off to her team captain Ambrose. Limerick now looking to end the half with a score or two, just to make it a little bit more manageable in the second half. 7-2, sorry, so 5 the margin. Ambrose gets on it. 2 players with her. Cathy Mee gets on it. She jinks onto her right. She's going to have a go. Oh, that's lovely. That is brilliant stuff from Cathy Mee. She knew from the moment Roisin Ambrose turned what she wanted to do. Gave it a bit of a feint and curled it over beautifully off the right, and gets Limerick their 3rd point from 3 different players, and all 3 from play. So when they do get those shots off, they're not doing too bad. Just want to get more of them. That's the thing, isn't it? As ball goes back to Lam Fagan. Her kick is all the way out to the 45. Tussle for possession. Limerick have it, and there's real opening in here now. Lovely quick cam passes. Here comes Deborah Murphy. Referee says play will go on. Oh, I thought there was an opportunity to shoot there. We're back to O'Leary. Sends it across to Ambrose, and Limerick now have to be patient as Maeve McNamara joins in, but in fact it's sent by Caoimhe McGrath across to the corner of the pitch, and they're going to try and work it back out, are they? Cathy Mee saw that point a minute ago as ball comes to Karen O'Leary. O'Leary to Ambrose. Will she have a go off the left? She will, but just misdirects it, and less favoured left foot, that's for sure. But it was an opportunity after a big turnover in the middle for Limerick just to make it too quick for our scores. So 4 points the margin. Back up at the other end now as Emer Byrne gets on it. Byrne has space. Does she have a runner? She does, and it's Breen. Can she get her? Breen does. Where she sent it, she's dipped it lovely over the crossbar. Breen on the counter. Loads of speed in that attack, and the wee county move a wee little bit in front again. Back out to that 5 points. Limerick, though, wasting no time with the kick out, have the options now here to make something count as Deborah Murphy gets on it. Back to Karen O'Leary. O'Leary as Caoimhe McGrath off the shoulder. Oh, it's blocked, but it falls nicely, does it? Tussle for possession, but it's Louth who tidy it up as the goalkeeper. Oh, that's a brilliant kick. Brilliant kick to find Nolan. She has acres of space here in Doon to run it. She's going to get up past halfway now before she's met by a green jersey. She sends it into Kate Flood. Nothing wrong with that at all, because Flood is a real target. It comes back to Halligan. In now to Byrne, and Byrne takes on the Limerick defender. Byrne has to check her run, and oh, very good play. She got past one of the Lee sisters, couldn't manage the other as Limerick turn it over. We're heading into the dying embers of this opening half. What could a score or two for the hosts do to that halftime chat in the dressing room as sent inside to Cathy Mee. She's out in front, but just misjudges the bounce, and possession is switching sides once again. It's good stuff from Louth around the middle there. Passes are crisp and fast, and that first couple of minutes is long forgotten. That slow, ponderous build up. Ball carried through. Referee says too many steps taken by the Louth number 10, who's Lucy White from Cooley Kickham's. So Limerick get the ball back in play. We're almost at the point now where we're at the discretion of the referee. Indeed, we are. So we'll see what Aaron Clogher allows to continue. There has been a numerous stoppages, as you'll recall, as Deborah Murphy does what she does so well. Gives it to Karen O'Leary now, and back again. Oh, just a little bit undercooked, but cleverly knocks it out to the wing, and back to Roisin Ambrose. Ambrose jinks inside, takes a solo. 3-4 Louth players there. Oh, lovely spin by Rebecca DeLee. DeLee back to McGrath. McGrath off the left. Oh, lovely finish from McGrath. And a smattering of applause for that effort. Burst onto the Limerick team a couple of years ago in that run to the All-Ireland decider. And it was for scores like that that earned her a place in the team, and that's probably why she's been included today. There's a push there against Caoimhe McGrath, or in fact Maeve McNamara I should say, and Limerick get the free. So Lucy O'Brien takes it. McNamara, a lot of steps there, but hand passes it back. Here's McGrath, and here's O'Brien. Limerick would love to just get this back to a one-score game, whether it's a goal or a point to close out the half. Could be vital. And once again, it's O'Leary. O'Leary looking for options, and she has one through Grace Lee. Back to O'Leary again. And here we go, all the way back outside the 45, but it's clever play because there's space now for Maeve McNamara. Murphy hand passes it inside. Is she going to get it back? There's options now. Caoimhe McGrath just didn't have the space to get the shot off. Oh, great defending, great block there by the Louth defender, and it was Breen with the block, but Limerick still have it. Here's Rebecca DeLee off the right foot, and she's just misguided that effort to the left and wide. And with that, we have the half-time whistle here in Doon. A goal and 5 for Louth, 4 points for Limerick, double scores basically here, and plenty to be excited about for the second half. The difference perhaps that early Kate Flood goal. It's been end to end as the teams head for the dressing rooms, and you may observe the youngsters from Ula in the red and the Piercig in the light blue applauding the teams off. They're going to play a half-time match. I'm just going to catch a bit of a break here. Don't go anywhere, the stream will stay live, and we will be back to you for the second half in a few short minutes. You're very welcome back to Doon for this afternoon's TG4 Ladies Junior Championship clash. Limerick and Louth, as you can see on the screen there. Limerick trailing. They've emerged from their dressing room, and you can see Louth just making their way out now. So it's 4 points for Limerick, a goal and 5 for Louth. Just to review the scores from that opening half, it was Kate Flood with a goal and 3 for the visitors, while captain Anya Breen chipped in with 2 points. An early opening goal from Flood after 7 minutes, profiting on a bit of hesitancy in that Limerick defence, and she's knocked it in from close range to give the wee county the lead. Limerick scores: Deborah Murphy, Rebecca DeLee, Cathy Mee and Cueva McGrath, all from play, so a point each for those, and they're going to need plenty more of those in the second half if to make it 2 wins from 2. We have a result as well from the other game in this Group A. It was Sligo 8-18, Kilkenny 2 points. It has been a very, very difficult road for Kilkenny, but credit to them for coming back into the championship 3 or 4 years ago now, but they've a bit of deadlock here for the opening possession of the second half. In fact, the referee says there's a foul there, so it's Louth who will get it back underway. And here's Aoife Halligan recycling the ball. Looks to be no changes for either side in that after that first half, as Louth look to add to that advantage. 4 points, the largest lead. In fact, sorry, it was at one stage, I should say, it was out to 6, but back to 4 now. But given it's been so low scoring, you feel 4 points is a healthy one at this point, especially when they're continuing to attack like this as Russell gets on it. But the pass is just spilled, and Joanne Maguire, the number 3 playing a cornerback this afternoon, does well as Karen O'Leary carries it beyond halfway and sends it inside to Rebecca DeLee. As I mentioned, one of those scorers of points in the first half for Limerick. Memorably found a couple of goals in that 2018 final between these counties, but Cathy Mee ambitious in her attempts to find DeLee again. And what it means is Louth can counter and break, as ball is gathered by Hand, and she gets a hand to the face and gets her free as Lucy White gets on it. White spills the ball. Referee is happy enough to let play go on as Halligan gets on it, carries it, a lovely little popped pass, and chance now for White. White across to Russell. Russell looks at the post. Russell sends it high. Is it curling? It's dropping. Is it going to go? It's not. The wind kept it in play, and Maeve McNamara for Limerick does well. Great defending from her. Ends up inadvertently dumping 2 Louth players onto the floor, and good defending from her as the ball comes out to Lucy O'Brien. Now on to Murphy, and she gives it in turn to Roisin Ambrose. She sends it in, but again the ball for me is 50-50 at best, and it was probably 60-40 against there, and Louth covered up. Limerick have struggled, it's fair to say, in terms of really holding on to the ball once they get into that Louth half, and maybe it's due to lack of numbers as Louth come down the other way. As Nolan playing a lot deeper than that number on her back 15 would suggest. Here's Byrne, gives it back to McLaughlin, thought about the shot, sends it inside now to a runner, and it's back out with Russell. Now we have Halligan on it, takes a bounce, does a shot, a little bit off balance, and easy stuff for Sophie Hennessy in the Limerick goal, as Limerick look to come back the other way, and passes again, inviting a Louth player to come and snatch it. They're really hungry. There's a jersey pull there, and looks like Deborah Murphy is a little bit worse for wear after that passage of play. So Grace Lee with the ball in hand, ready to take the free, but she'll have to wait. So, the Roscommon referee, Aaron Claher, indicates we're good to go, and Limerick almost get in a bit of trouble, but the Lee sisters combine, and here's Roisin Ambrose carrying beyond that 45. Limerick now with plenty of numbers in attack, but they're being matched, it seems, by Louth as Rebecca DeLee gets on it. DeLee soloing through the crowd, gives it to Karen Early, free coming. She doesn't need it, I don't think. Indeed not, as Karen O'Leary gets her opening point of the contest and the first of the second half, which means that Kate Flood's goal is the difference. Flood, bit of a goal machine down the years for Louth, as that's all that separates the side so far. Ball bouncing for Limerick. Thought she played it whilst prone on the floor, but referee happy enough to let it go. Two Limerick defenders here, but advantage for Limerick, and now Limerick starting to win those breaks. The crowd behind me starting to get behind them. Louth will want to be a little bit surer in possession as Limerick through Ambrose sees a lovely diagonal ball across to Karen O'Leary. O'Leary bearing down on goal. O'Leary checks her run and cleverly hand passes it back to Murphy. Oh, and she snatched at it, probably rushed it in fact, a little bit more time than she thought, and just could have cut the gap back to 2, but wayward. And 8 wide for Limerick. 8-1 by my statistics. Now maths was, of course, never my strong point, but you get the picture that Limerick have been a little bit wasteful with their attacks as we've gone on. Of course, the other group in this championship sees Carlow, London, Longford and Antrim. And a free coming for Limerick. Starting to just get on top. As they know the value of a win here. Just outside it, Deborah Murphy skies it, but had plenty of legs, but nowhere near the accuracy required on this occasion. So, what it means though, another chance for Limerick to press up and put Rebecca Lamb-Fagan under pressure with the kick, and does she have a red jersey? She does, and Louth with the shortest possible kick out, really get away with it and come away with it. Ada Shand finds Nolan back to hand, and she carries through the traffic. Limerick were just trying to snuff out the ball there and get a bit of possession from it. There's bodies ended up under Roisin Ambrose, turns it over. Limerick now can counter. There's plenty of room inside. Cathy Mee is an option. Rebecca DeLee looks, takes her solo, carries inside the 45. Where's the options? Here is Cathy Mee. Wind starting to just pick up here again in Doon as Mee gets on it, takes her bounce. Rebecca DeLee protects that ball well. Again, there's 4 or 5 red jerseys in there where you'd wonder, and there's a jersey pulled there earlier in the piece. Referee says no advantage coming, and a chance for Limerick to just steady up and try and curl over what will be an important point in this contest. And it's Karen O'Leary who's trotting over. Difficult one. You can see by the flags down at the bottom of the goal there's a bit of a breeze, but nonchalantly Karen O'Leary adds a second in this second half for her and cuts the gap once again. In fact, sorry, it was Deborah Murphy on that occasion who knocked it over. Getting my wires crossed with the two Limerick midfielders. So, back to 2 points. I say back, it has never been 2 points in this game. It's that goal, the opening score, and that's been more or less the gap at least since Louth coming through. Referee says there's a free there. Nolan tried to get through and upended, and a chance for an immediate riposte. Nolan just a gentle limp, if you can call it that, coming away from it. Hard yards there, and the free earned. And it's Kate Flood, as I said, a goal and 3 in that first half, included a free. In fact, was it a couple of frees? I think it was. So looking for the centre of that crossbar, and even the trees beyond us. Just doesn't catch it. Had the trajectory, but nowhere near the elevation needed, and drops into Sophie Hennessy's gloves, and Limerick get away with the foul, as all the way out over to that sideline. Deborah Murphy, quick 1-2. She is everywhere. I tell you, the GPS stats would be impressive to have a look at. Limerick carry it up beyond the 65, as again Murphy into traffic. Arrows one down to Cathy Mee, gets it back. I tell you, she is so fond of the 1-2. Gives it inside as Limerick go in search of a third score since the resumption. Rebecca DeLee could provide it. DeLee has to come back though. McGrath sends it over the posts. Cueva McGrath. 3 in a row for Limerick since the interval. The messages from the joint managers, Sean Kiley and Mike Quilligan, ringing through. And there's suddenly a 1-point game here in Doon. And as I said, a race for the top 2 spots in this group. Sligo, Louth and Limerick, you would make them firm favourites for those. So 3-2 does not go. So this game will have a huge bearing on it, as Limerick again get the turnover. The solo wasn't great from Aoife Russell. Limerick can send it down to McGrath. 2 points to her name so far, including that one you just saw. And sensibly she finds a runner, as it's Orla Ryan of St. Ailbe's. Rebecca DeLee, chance to level it, could come her way, takes her hop and has to come back. McGrath, look at that style. Oh, she's just a little bit rushed, and 10th wide for Limerick. So just running repairs for one of the Louth players inside there. Physio is in. Donald Ferris. Physios have been busy this afternoon. Thankfully nothing detrimental to anyone in terms of we haven't had any subs or anything. So back underway, and just about escaping with the ball are Louth. And great pick up there from Nolan. She's been very impressive in that deep lying role. Was that a throw? Well, ball just about came out of her hands legally, I think, says Aaron Cloherty. Indicated he was happy with it, as comes out here to Holly Lam Sally, and Louth just slowing the tempo a bit. Limerick just waiting for their moment to pounce. A loose ball is all they want, just another chance to intercept. Ball back with the cornerback, and again Louth, referee says just holding there, and a free against Rebecca DeLee, and a chance for Ellen Hand to catch her breath. Hand switches it across to the cornerback. In fact, it's the wing back. It's Louise Byrne. Byrne looking for the 1-2, but Halligan keeps it for herself. Now there is the run from Byrne. 4 green jerseys in her path. She has to come back. Referee playing an advantage. He's marked the spot of it, and referee decides there's no advantage. A holding foul there against Limerick. and just on the arm as the referee shows you. So an opportunity for Louth to have another shot at the post. The first effort of the second half for them was from Kate Flood, and didn't catch it right, but like any good free taker, I'm sure she's learned from it, and will fancy putting a bit more height on this one. Flood steals a couple of metres but doesn't catch it again. It's straight into Sophie Hennessy's gloves. Just didn't get the elevation, and when there's a bit of a breeze against you as well, it can be testing. Limerick can smell the equalizer as they race through the middle. Deborah Murphy does brilliantly, sends it across to Karen O'Leary. O'Leary solos inside, lovely hop. What's going to come from it? Back to Murphy. Murphy off the right. She doesn't even need to watch it. She turns around because she knows she's levelled it. Deborah Murphy. 4 in a row for Limerick since half time. In fact, 5 in a row if you include the last score from Caoimhe McGrath before the interval. So they've come from 5 down to level it, and momentum with them, wind with them, and 15 minutes for them now to outscore Louth as referee sees the ball on the floor. Everybody fighting for it, and the referee eventually says that Limerick are guilty of a bit of a push. So referee for the 2024 All-Ireland Junior finalist Louth, and they have advantage once more as Nolan gets on it. Nolan carries through the traffic, does very well. Ciara Nolan sends it back. Emer Byrne high off the right, but never turned in and has been waved wide. Just a second wide for them. They've obviously kicked those 2 frees short as well in recent minutes. So first wide of the second half for Louth. Let's see what the benches have on offer. I think Louth are preparing one over on the far side. We'll bring you that when we have it, and indeed when she comes on. So they decided fresh legs. Yeah, so level game here. Chance for Limerick to bring it through as Kathy Mee sends it back across. Where's it going? Oh, great block. It's going to go out for a 45, is it? Referee and linesman, umpires all agree it's a 45, yeah. So Limerick, that was a chance to go ahead. Apologies, I think our scoreboard on your screens has the incorrect score, but we'll just get that fixed momentarily. 8 points to 1-5. Limerick with a 45. There was a sub. In fact, yeah, just injury back there. There's one of the Louth players. No, she off the pitch. She's fixing her boot. Just over to our right hand side. Looks like Louth have replaced their number 3, Eilish Hand. Limerick get on with it. Ambrose, she's going to hand pass it over. Oh, that is clever play from Roisin Ambrose to give Limerick the lead. Nice point to put Limerick in front for the first time this afternoon. So what do Louth have left in the tank? What do they have in this final quarter? 12 minutes or so of normal time to go as the goalkeeper Lam Fagan gets on it, kicks it, contested there well, and Louth get the break, and it comes to Emer Byrne. We've seen her carry that ball so well this afternoon. Here comes Byrne all the way. Limerick were pushed up, so there's space in behind. Referee says play will go on. There's a chance of a point here for Louth. There is. It's curled. Oh my word, she's hooked it. From there I thought it was a certain score for Kate Flood. I'm sure she thought so too. Curled it with the left, and it just escaped out to the right of the post. Limerick, through Hennessy, the goalkeeper, get the free kick taken in double quick time as Deborah Murphy links once more with Karen O'Leary, and here is Murphy. Gives it to Lee, playing at wing back this afternoon. Grace Lee pops it off, and Limerick now will be looking to drive home this advantage. Grace Milan of Doon GAA has been introduced. Not sure, I think it could be Orla Ryan who's been replaced. Try and confirm it for you in a second. Ball arrowed inside. Race for possession. Who's going to get there? The end line is going to get there. Good defending by the Louth defender, and Caoimhe McGrath just can't get there for Limerick. So Louth need a score. They've kicked those couple of wides. They've missed a few frees. Oh, lovely little switcheroo on the free kick, or the goal kick I should say, as Lam Sally gets on it and sends it up here now to Lucy White. White into the space for one of the subs that's in there for Louth. That's Woods, Kira Woods. Woods does well, sends it back. There's a chance here. Oh, lovely save. Great save. It was Lucy White with the shot. Hennessy saves and follows up by bringing it out to the side. She'd be wise to put her gum shield back in her might. She does. She gets back the ball, and Limerick are going to try and carry it out from here. There's a scrambler for possession here, as Limerick with advantage. 2 hands in the ball there from Karen O'Leary. She was dispossessed momentarily, but Limerick escaped the danger. Advantage again for Limerick, and again they look to get some possession up at the other end of the field. Ball sent through nicely to Grace Milan. Milan takes her hop, and she'll be wise to just pick an easy pass here. She does. McGrath out to Lee. Grace Lee off the right, and it skews off her right foot and out for a wide, but the ball is at the end where Limerick want 9 points to a goal and 5, and they've pushed so many up. It's there's in fact 11 Limerick players now in the Louth half to put pressure on this kick out. The kick out, there's short green jerseys everywhere looking for it, but Nolan does well for the visitors. Berth on the ball for Louth. They need something. They need to just get a sustained period in the Limerick half. Here's Hand. Thought she had been replaced, but is back up and ready to go. McLaughlin sends it through. It's running onto the ball. There's a real chance here for Louth. Sent out to the back. Where is it? Oh, it's miscued off the foot of Flood. And I tell you, if everything went right for in the first half, everything is going a little bit wayward in this second half. There's an injury up at the far side. Roisin Ambrose is receiving treatment, so we're just going to have a momentary break in play. Chance for some water to come on board. Not a humid afternoon, but nevertheless a lot of energy being expended by both sides, as Roisin Ambrose is tended to by Leah Downs. Tense over in the dugouts as well, as you can see there. That's Shoda Matthews, who was replaced for Louth, and one of the subs in was the number 22 Kira Woods. Plenty of tension over on the side. There's so much on the line for these sides. They both have ambitions of making to the intermediate grade. We have a Limerick sub over on the far side, and the number 13 Georgia Keane is being introduced, and I think it's as you can see there, Caoimhe McGrath of Knockany being replaced. So Keane for McGrath, McNamara, and Limerick freshening up their attack and hoping another score or two will be the difference down the stretch. So back underway. Fine angled kick out over to that near side. Oh, just about kept in play by the number 21 Lucy O'Brien. Limerick clean possession. That's all they want from those kickouts. As here is Deborah Murphy, sends it out to Georgia Keane. Pass isn't the best. Georgia just didn't think it would come her way, and sometimes that happens. As Roisin Ambrose, brilliant. Well, we were wondering was she fit and able after the bit of a knock, but no problem at all, as Cathy Mee now gets on it for Limerick. Pull of the shoulder there, and the referee blows for the free. Big opportunity for both these sides, particularly Limerick now with their nose in front, with that bit of a breeze and with that renewed vigour in the last few minutes. Ball sent inside. McGrath escapes her marker, and even her marker doesn't want to go tight for fear she'd use her pace in behind as Murphy gets on it for Limerick. Here's Mee. There's another 4 or 5 metres in closer to goals, and Limerick will have a go, you feel. Here's Georgia Keane. Gives it back to Grace Lee. Sends the pass, sends it with an instruction to move the ball to the left flank as Lucy O'Brien gives it to Ambrose. 2 red jerseys after her, and Ambrose back to Lee. That's maybe what Limerick were hoping to do on the other side, was get an attacker on the ball. Here's Ambrose through the middle. Is there an opportunity? To Lee. Gives it back. McGrath skies it, slices it. Is it going to stay in, or is it going to go out? It's going to go out to the right. We're going to have a sub for Limerick over on the far side as the number 5, Lauren Ryan, from Adair. She comes in to freshen up the half-back line, and making way, as you can see there, is number 23, Grace Lee of Monaghan. So Lauren Ryan is in for Adair, and Grace Lee takes her place on the bench to get a break. So kick out. Georgia Keane takes it first time. Could have let it out if she wanted to, but decided she wanted to get involved in it. 2 subs combining, but Lauren Ryan's first touch with the solo just not up to scratch, as she gives away the free then in a bid to try and make amends for that. But while it's a 1-score game, and indeed a 1-point game, anything could happen down the stretches. Once again, Roisin Ambrose is there to intercept, and once again Karen O'Leary is on possession. You'd recognise that pink bandana a mile away as she carries it down the left, and she gives it back to her sparring partner Deborah Murphy. Murphy inside to Mee. Mee looks at the post, darts one, and is just gone at the near side as the wides are now up to a baker's dozen. 13 in all for Limerick, and there looks to be, well, the kick out is taken. Limerick again preparing another sub or 2 over on the other side, so they think fresh legs are going to win this for them. Louth, on the other hand, know that they have created the opportunities. Ball sent inside. There's a chance for Emer Byrne. Byrne escapes the tackle. Byrne off the right. What's she done with it? Oh, great goalkeeping again. Referee, is he going to give a penalty? Well, he's giving a free. Where is it? Is it just outside? Is it just? It is. It is just outside. The foul by the goalkeeper, Sophie Hennessy. In fact, well, he's now moved it in for descent, and it's still a 13-metre free, but it is just a free. That's the relief if you're supporting Limerick this afternoon. So Kate Flood will have the chance to level us up. First score of the second half for her, first score of the second half for Louth, and with what, just under 3 minutes of the regulation 60 to play, we are level here in Doon. Next score wins anyone? Well, Limerick have made another sub as in comes Ida Crow from the local club Ula, and it's Cueva McGrath making way. Louth making a sub as well, just around the centre of the field there, as the number 19 is in. That's Zara Sweeney. So she comes in, and out in her goes Lucy White, who had a big influence in that first half, linked a lot of play quite well. So the Cooley Kickham's half forward makes way, and in, as I said, in her place is Zara Sweeney wearing 19. So kick out from Hennessy is a long one, and Limerick have the numbers because it skips over one and it goes to Ambrose. Can they work this through the hands, and can they carry it forward to get that lead score once again? There is Lauren Ryan, gives it to her captain Roisin Ambrose. Back to O'Leary, and the referee says it's charging. You might have just missed it there behind the pole, but free against Limerick is the net result, and chance for Louth to build a sustained attack that could yield the winner. to the goalkeeper they go. Limerick trying to force the turnover, but Louth looking to counter as Holly Lamb-Sally carries it. Hand pass across. Limerick hoping for a mistake. Advantage coming for Louth. They're going to come through the middle. Advantage over, and the number 18 again, she did start the game. That's Lamb-Sally. Limerick waiting for a chance to pounce and get that ball back as ball carried. Referee allows play to continue, and he says there's too much holding in there by Maeve McNamara, and a free coming for Louth. Very, very tense here in Doon. So Louth in action next week at home to Kilkenny. Limerick are at home against Derry. Venue to be confirmed for that one. But the top two in both these groups into semi-finals. First v second across groups. And then the big prize is a day out to Croke Park in the TG4 All-Ireland Ladies Junior Final. Part of the trifecta of finals. Officials having a chat as physio checks on Holly Lamb-Sally. A ripple of applause for her. There's good support down from Louth as well this afternoon. Free is taken. We're back underway. I'm not sure now exactly what the referee's going to allow. We're already just hitting the minute mark of this stoppage time period. So a score now, you feel, will win it for whichever time can come with it. It's Louth with the possession. Russell sends it inside. Can they work a shooting opportunity, or could they even win another free for Flood to have a go at as they patiently come back around? As it's with Woods, and she has to come back around. Limerick with 14 players back to try and stifle this attack as Hand gets on it, sends it to their sub, slipped, cleverly released the ball and gathered it again. Back out to Halligan. They're looking for effectively a buzzer beater, a score that will leave Limerick with absolutely no time to come up the other end, as it's carried by Byrne. Sends it outside to the number 19, that's Sarah Sweeney. Back then again to Breen. Kicked a couple of points in that first half, and all the way down to the corner. Limerick have to be patient too. The clock though could beat either side to a winner. Ball sent through the channel, and it's Breen who's on it. Breen carries inside, hand passes it along for Byrne. Referee says there's a free coming, there's an arm being held, and I tell you, it's scoreable. Kate Flood, 2.5 minutes over the allotted 60 with a chance to win it. Goes through a routine just outside the 20, but an awkward angle for a right-footed free taker. Flood off the right. Is it to win it? Flood has got it, has she? She has. Flood has nailed it, and that puts Louth a point to the good. And how much more time do we have here? Great score from Flood, especially after those earlier efforts went short. Limerick have to bring the ball the length of the field to get a score of their own. Louth put the full press on, they win it back. Chance for Louth, there's Flood to seal it. Flood into the net. They forced the turnover, and Flood has won it. He seals it with the goal. Well, Limerick were playing with fire there. They had to, in fairness, they had to try and secure possession. And with Sophie Hennessy out of position, it was an easy finish, but it was well executed by Flood, I must say. And Louth 2-7 to 9 points in front. 4-point game. Limerick not throwing in the towel though just yet. They know there's a chance, maybe. We're not sure what time was lost and what the referee has on his watch, so Limerick will need to get that ball into the Louth area, get a score, and hope for a little bit more. There's roars from the Louth supporters, management players, everything for the whistle. Ball sent in, but it's going to beat everyone in the attacking phase, and Louth will carry it. The referee hasn't looked at his watch that I've seen in the last little while. He's happy to continue to play. Referee says there's a bit of a pullback there, and Louth will just run down the clock here. Well, heartbreak for Limerick, but ecstasy for Louth. They went nearly half an hour without scoring, and then they hit 1-2 in very, very quick time. Nearly 5 minutes over now. As Limerick desperate to get this ball back, but what it means, so if Louth indeed do hold on, it means they're in prime position to win the group, or indeed at least finish in the top two. Limerick will need to beat Sligo and indeed Derry to have a chance of making that top two, which they've done so for the last number of years. Louth looking to add further icing to the cake. Into the corner. Ball sent across the square dangerously. Who's going to gather it? It's kicked goalwards in around the square, but Limerick, through the goalkeeper, will gather. But there's the full-time whistle, and it's Louth who have won this one. Late scores from Kate Flood. The difference. They have won this TG4 All-Ireland Ladies Junior Group game on a scoreline of 2-7 to 9 points. A thrilling contest. Limerick from 5 down, back to lead by a point, but Louth kick 1-2 in the closing stages to win this one out. I've been Tom Clancy. This has been a StreamSport.ie production for Ladies Gaelic Football Association. We thank you for watching this afternoon, and we'll be chatting to you on a stream very soon. So full time here in Doon. Limerick 9 points, Louth 2-7.